The 30-30 sometimes gets regarded as, well, it's just a 30-30. But it's not just a 30-30. The 30-30 has been around for a long, long time, since the introduction of the 1894 Winchester at least. And that's been over 100 years, 125 years almost. The 30-30 originally was a 30 caliber bullet with 30 grains of black powder. Yes, it was a black powder cartridge. And it probably didn't have so much effect and terminal velocities and everything at that point. But with the advent of smokeless powder, the 30-30 really came into its own. So the 30-30, for example, take a 150 grain bullet. You take a 130 grain bullet, put it in this compact lever gun that this happens to be a Marlin Dark series. It was made by Remington. You put it in this compact 30-30. How many of you have a 30-30 at home or know somebody that does? They're everywhere. Sight this in to be dead on at 100 yards, and you'll have about 7 inches of drop at 200 yards. In other words, just below the back on a whitetail, and you're dropping it into the boiler room. That's pretty amazing trajectory for the lowly 30-30. But if you really want to spice that up, you take that 150 grain bullet and you sight it in so that it's about 3.5 inches high at 100 yards. Now you can still hold center mass on that whitetail deer. You're in that point blank range where you're not out of the kill zone. You're still in the kill zone at 100 yards. You just hold it dead on and you're still good to go. And you're dead on again now at 200 yards. The 30-30 is capable of harvesting a deer very cleanly out to 200 yards. Now, what do I like about the 30-30? Pretty mild recoil. Because this is a Dark Series gun, I've screwed a muzzle brake on here. You know, to be honest, that muzzle brake is mostly just for looks. It does tame this down, so there is no recoil to speak of at all. But it looks cool. It really makes it loud. But it's kind of cool to have on this neat looking gun. You can also take this off and put a suppressor on. The 30-30, because of small powder volume, is easy to suppress. And so you take that 30-30, you suppress it, and suppressors are all the rage these days. And now you've got a gun that's just kind of going ploink, and it's shooting a bullet that's effective out to 200 yards with sufficient killing power for deer, black bear, and other animals of that size. 30-30 ammo is everywhere. It's one of the ones you can go down to Walmart and pick right off the shelf, probably right now at your local Walmart. There for a little while it got a little scarce, but now it's everywhere again. And 30-30 ammo has been around forever, so it's easy to obtain. It's light recoiling. The ladies can shoot this, the kids can shoot this, we can shoot this. And it's got more power than, say, a 44 Magnum. We talk about a 44 Magnum being, oh, it's a 44, it's got all that power, knockdown power. The 30-30's been doing that for years. It doesn't have as heavy a bullet, but you got that flatter trajectory, which really makes it work. I've added a few accessories to this. I've got the Skinner rail on top with integral peep so that I can use this gun either with a red dot sight or a small scope. You don't want to over scope your gun. No need for a moon scope. You know, anything in that over 3 to 9 is just out of reason. But keep it down in that 1 to 4, 1.5 to 5, 1 to 6. Keep it down in that range. You got it proportioned correctly for this nice trim little lever gun. Or I can pop that off, and I've got my peep sight. I put a fiber optic sight out here on the nose. And on this one, we've added the Skinner light rail. We're going to talk about that more in another segment, but the Skinner light rail allows you to put a weapon light up on the side of that, and with that weapon light, it makes a great in-the-tent, self-defense, out-of-the-house kind of gun for things that go bump in the night. I'm Andy Larsson at Skinner Sights. Come visit us on the web, skinnersights.com. We're saving the world one gun sight at a time.